Welcome everyone, this is Snoo. We are doing a very interesting farm today. Got a perception versus reality, and it definitely warranted because today I'm going to be magic finding with ghosts. No surprise there. However, no strongbox. You know how it is. Any magic find strat that's good invariably must have enraged strongbox on it. Who cares what the compass cost is? Doesn't matter. It must have it. Otherwise, not viable, right? And that's where a lot of us are at, mentally speaking, on juicing and where the state of Magic Find is right now. It seems to be quite tunneled into that strategy, doing Strongbox and just building whatever you can around it. Well, thanks to ghosting, it's kind of, in a way, indirectly unlocked some other viable options, and that's what I'm going to show you. What I'm going to show you today, I think, is... as far as I'm aware, nobody has been doing the strategy I'm about to present to you today. And so that makes it kind of exciting. And especially so for any of you who are just dead sick tired of doing Strongbox. I know that is some of you. Not me. I actually love Strongbox. I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. Me personally. But I know some of you have definitely been outspoken, really tired of it, want to go back to the glory days of old, where it's all about Delirium, Beyond, just juicing up the map, making tons of monsters spawn without really interacting with anything too crazy. And yeah, that's kind of what this is. In the chat said Harbinger without wandering path, right? That's right. That's right. We are going back to Harbinger. The cool thing is, this is actually pretty similar to the strat that I used to do in Sentinel League, basically just substituting out Strongbox for Ghosts. So it's going to be a Harbinger strategy centered around ghosting. And let's get to it. Right now, we're going to start off the top with the compasses. Because we're pulling out Strongbox, it gives us way more flexibility on sextants. So we get to put in the ever so underrated magic pack size compass. Now I do recommend elevated for this. This is going to be much lower investment, by the way, than what I've been doing. I think it kind of just it's more tailored for lower investment, especially if you pull out Strongbox. You probably don't want to go all in with the investment. But this should prove to be quite lucrative at a mid-tier investment range. As you can see, it's all gilded Scarabs, which we'll look into in a second here. We got Charge Compass, Magic Pack size elevated. Doesn't have to be elevated, but the price is just so low anyway, might as well. Then Harbingers down the line, of course. This is a Harbinger farm, so we're going to be running that compass. Then Delimir and Beyond. And you usually can't fit both Delimir and Beyond into this because you got to have the Strongbox compasses, right? So we actually get to put both of them on here. Don't have to be fishing for Delimir otherwise, what I might be doing, and save some points as well. And that doesn't work too... the fishing doesn't work as well in Non-Wandering Path either because you get like half the chance to spawn it. But anyway, we got the Scarabs, which are going to be +4 Harbinger, Torment, Reliquary, and Divination. So it is a Reliquary Divination farm. So it's nice. A true magic finding strat. Going for both. Of course, we're going to be running on Crimson Temple. All 8 mod corrupted Crimson Temples here. The Apothecary card is going down in value currently, but it's still way, 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 way up in respect to like what it has been in previous leagues. So it's still absolutely worth farming Crimson Temple. There may come a point where we should be farming Cemetery. If the Apothecary drops below 40... I'd have to actually drop quite a bit below 40 divines to reach that. I don't see that happening anytime soon, so I'm going to be running Crimson Temple still. The currency over here to cover the cost of 6 chaos per map for Harbinger, not 4, +3 Harbinger per map on the map device is pretty nice, and we don't have to make some weird decision on choosing that. So it's especially good because Harbinger is on the map device this league, and that means do not have to blow points on the 7th gate, which means we get extra points back. That's going to be very useful because when you go a non-wandering path strat, a lot of times you're going to be point starved because you're putting extra points into the notables themselves, and you're going to need to do the whole blocking thing. Blocking is going to have a lot of value. If you read on there, you're going to see that we get to increase the chance of randomly spawn. A couple of things in here that we're going to synergize. One is going to be ghosts, of course, the chance to spawn 4 additional ghosts, and the chance to spawn either 2 or 3 additional shrines. Actually, I think I can find out right quick here if we look up Domination. Okay, be 3 additional shrines. Pretty nice. So a full 20% chance 2% per notable here. 20% chance to spawn additional 3 shrines or 4 ghosts or both, as well as other things like Strongbox and different things, although I'm not speccing into Strongbox, as you can see. Fully specced into Harbinger, so this is a Harbinger farm, so we're going to be farming for jackpot loot. Mirror shards, possibly a mirror conversion. Of course, fracture shards, fracture orb conversion, definitely pretty likely to happen at least once in 100 maps. Definitely might see it. And then the reliquary scarab in this. So this is kind of a fun farm because it's very jackpot oriented. You can see we're fully specced into Beyond. And we even get to take this one here, Swarming Hive, which is nice. I haven't really got to test it much this league because it seems like every Magic Find strat I do is Wandering Path. Can't really ever justify not doing Wandering Path. This is a unique time where we can, because Harbinger, what's always set on the back burner because it's so bad in Wandering Path because the notables are so good. So I'm really happy I can get the excuse to actually run Harbinger and non-Wandering Path in a Magic Find strat and it be pretty solid, especially for the investment cost. Which we'll get into in a moment here. Of course, Speaker of the Dead, ghosting, still going to be doing that like normal. Definitely not ghosting Strongboxes here. I'm going to be ghosting Harbingers instead, which is actually pretty easy to do. And it's nice because we've got the magic pack size compass, which synergizes terrifically with Harbinger. Getting tons of magic mob, Beyond magic mobs, Delirium magic mob, the native magic mobs, the Eldritch Influence magic mobs, and Harbinger magic mobs are going to be big presence on the map. Just tons of them. You'll see it. Literally, you'll see it when I open the map. Just how many magic mobs are on each map. And then doing, of course, the full-blown Beyond here. Not taking Scent of Blood because I am forcing Beyond on every map. And, of course, not taking Torn Veil because we don't own the boss anyway. Got to take Shadow of Hunger in this case. And with increased magic pack size plus Shadow of Hunger, losing the 5% Eldritch pack size per node, I think would come out net positive in terms of altars. I do believe, well, either way you go, magic pack size compass will result in more altars spawns, which means, or which is especially helpful for this strat because we're kind of short on quant rarity because we're not Wandering Path, so it helps kind of offset that a little bit. That's what I've noticed in my testing prior to making this video. The shrines are nice. We get Covetous Shrine, which should also help offset some of the issues of running Wandering Path. It's going to be kind of rare. We'll even get some extra player power in here. We'll get, oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, a free magic pack on every shrine on top of that, which is really cool. Okay, so not holding back anything on Harbinger, except the fact that I'm not going Winged Harbinger Scarab. Other than that, it is an all-in Harbinger strat, okay? And we get an additional Torment Spirit. If we spawn Torment randomly, plus this one here, basically it's equivalent of running Winged Torment Scarab. But obviously, more often than not, we will not spawn the additional 4 ghosts. But we will have 7+1 ghost on every map, with a chance to spawn even an extra one. Not taking the full quant. I did go ahead and sacrifice points here. You can sacrifice points wherever you want. If you want to run Permanent Delirium, which I don't think you need to, especially with King Harbingers on the map, because they freeze the Deli Mirror anyway, almost immediately. If you really want it, you can put 2 points in here. Maybe take it out of Singular Focus. I don't know. Or pull them out somewhere. You can figure that out, I'm sure. And there's all the stats here. That's a lot of lines. Okay. Let's jump down to the investment. So already got it figured out. Here's everything. Looks like we're doing 41 divines. 95 chaos per map, which is extremely low investment cost. For me at this point, I've been working on 2 to 3 divines per map lately. And even with like all gilded, non-elevated strongbox, it's still over a divine per map, I think, at this point. Or probably very close to it. So, yeah, you can tell me in the comments if that's true. It's been a while since I ran gilded strongbox. But anyway, this is how it's starting. So it feels really good. The investment's low, and the maps will be faster too. A little bit faster because I'm not so worried about running every single mechanic. We're blocking all kinds of mechanics. It's really clean. Every map super clean. Just shrines, harbingers, Beyond Delhi, just blast through the whole thing. The only thing that takes extra time is the ghosting up in advance. So to be fair, that will add some time to map. But I foresee these to be around 5 minute per maps. That's where I think it's going to be. So let's bring it down. Back into the game. Let's get a first map on. On a side note, every map that I'm running right now for this 100 map set are maps that were unqualified for my regex. However, in the event that I'm running non-wandering path, I can go ahead and do -% recovery rate of life and energy shield. Normally, I don't like 96% less recovery rate of life, but I can do 80% less recovery of life. That's okay. And so it's kind of cool. I was able to unlock a whole bunch of maps that I was otherwise going to have to sell. These are some pretty nice maps in here. Like, they're perfectly fine for my build, except that they have minus or less recovery of life and energy shield. So, you know, I will have some deaths on account of that, but they're not going to be crazy dangerous and can absolutely run them without it. So pretty cool little side point, you know, because I did just farm over 1,000 maps and have to sell a lot of them, which I have been. But yeah, it feels good to actually make a little bit of use of those maps. Here we go. We'll do a first map showcase, and then, you know, we can get into the highlights, which hopefully you'll enjoy. A few highlights. Maybe a Mirror Shard, maybe a Tier 0 Unique, maybe a Divine Altar, I don't know. Then we'll look at the results. We'll do a little gambling at the end, which there will definitely be some corrupting of mid-tier uniques. And I'll give you final thoughts on it. See how it goes. I think you're going to find this is actually a lot more lucrative than you might think it would be. My character is very endgame, though, to be fair. It's going to be a very fast-moving character, doing the weapon swap, shield swap tech I've been doing the whole time, and, you know, swapping the amulet out after the ghosting portion, but the defensive side first. Harbinger on the map device. Here we go. Nice little map here. Some of these maps have, you know, increased number of rare monsters or more magic monsters. Sometimes they don't. Almost forgot to mention real quick here, I think I squeezed all my Beyond maps to the end because I actually was able to sub out the Beyond sextant. It was interesting trying to figure out what the 5th sextant would be. Turned out I think the best one would be an additional torment, as a believe it or not, because we are running Seance. I forgot to mention that. Seance is in play here. There we go. Okay, we'll time the course. See how fast I can get it done. Oh. Everything clearly. I don't know if you can see that, but the ghost was actually invisible except for a few particles. Kind of makes ghosting a little hard. Truly a ghost. Invisible ghost. Whoops. I had to kind of readjust my eyes here to identify the difference between Ghost and Seance packs. It's a little bit extra annoying to see that. Like, I just ran past the Seance pack there. The boss may spawn with a ton of extra Ghosts, which is really cool. Can I get that? So I kind of scout the boss room before I just go in and kill it. There's a Harbinger in here every single time. Go ahead and kill him, because otherwise I'm going to forget. But, yeah, we already got 2 Ghosts. Hard to see. You can see them. I mean, just really thick here with magic mobs once I start running by the Harbingers. Because Harbingers only spawn magic and rare mobs. So it kind of makes it really nice for ghosting. Kind of high status ghosted mobs here. Not like Strongbox. Strong, but, you know. They're pretty good. Oh, I guess I did grab both of those ghosts here. It's almost already done scouting the map. Okay, I'm going to try to prioritize the magic packs if I can. But it doesn't matter that much. And, oh yeah, I'm supposed to actually unlock the influence in advance. Forgot to do that. It's a good idea because when you trigger Delirium, it may brick some of the influence packs, but this is actually a pretty bad map as far as influence packs are concerned. I'm not seeing that many spawn. We'll just call it there. I might have missed a ghost. It's okay. About a minute and a half of ghosting. We'll just leave it there. Because it's lesser investment, I don't have to feel like I have to securely clear the entire map perfectly. Okay, so Delirium does not have any help being slowed down. This mirror will expire pretty fast. But, you know, just clear the front end, and whenever I come across my first King Harbinger, I'll kill him. And then the mirror will not progress anymore. It'll just stop dead in its tracks for a very long time, because that is the advantage to that. I did mention the altars will probably spawn a lot in here, and indeed we already got 3 altars. There's the King Harbinger, so I'll just stick on this guy and I'll go and kill him. I actually got the invulnerability shrine, I just now realized. So I'm not gonna have a mishap on this map. Okay, so I kind of get to have my cake and eat it too. I get to fully clear a Delirium map, and also I get the simulacrums and the daily orbs in the end. Daily orbs are selling for quite a bit, by the way. I've been going ahead and switching them over to the fine diviners or skittering and getting a lot of extra currency that way. Wow, that's nice. Oddly small quantity, but definitely hit the reliquary scarab pulling heavy right there. Gonna see some conversion loot, so this should qualify. Harbinger mob conversion loot could still be decent. I don't think I've ever seen a scarab conversion that small with winged still. It's really odd, but okay. Loot filter is quite tight. I'm still running the insanely strict loot filter. It's on or linked in the description of the video. The PoE is there, the strategy, all that info is in there, as usual. Oh boy, we got exalted orbs. Definitely get more exalted orbs and divines here because of the harbingers themselves. Got one mid-tier unique. See some leather and heavy belts every map. Nothing too crazy. Also, I'm picking up gamblers, so I will be checking the apothecary drop rate against the gamblers. Oh, caught off there. One quick death. That's too bad. I think it was at the very end, too. Still, the daily mirror persists. Alright, well, I guess that's basically it. No orbs. Well, that was under 5 minutes. 4.5 minutes by my watch. And so that is what one of these maps looks like. There you go. Okay, we're going to be using not dump A, but B, C, D for this. Lowest investment? Well, it'd probably be something with polished scarabs and not... It'd probably be like this strat with polished scarabs instead of gilded or something. Alright, I dropped my second major card. My first major card was the Life Thief. Map 5, second major card. Whoop! I don't know why that's there. Oh, I killed a ghost out of excitement. I was so excited I just killed that ghost, one-shot him for no reason. I was beside myself. Sacrificed a ghost for the apothecary. Alright. Now, I do believe I'm only supposed to find one, like 1.5 apothecaries in this whole session, I think. Something like that. So we already got the one out of the way. We're done. We did it. Game over. We can retire now. This is like 100 divines per hour. Currently 100 plus divines per hour. We just call it quits and call it 100 divines an hour strat, alright? Sound good to you guys? Killed a temp bubble, didn't steal it. No! Oh! Oh! I wish I had hit quantity and rarity on that thing now. Big winged! I think from a Harbinger mob. I don't think that was from a ghosted rare, a seance rare. I don't think that was a seance rare. I can't even... Wait, what? Oh my god, am I? Oh, okay. Alright, I see what's happening. Actually, I'm just lagging again. Straight up fucking lagging again. 4 divine... What? 4 divines? 4 divines? 4 divines and 4 chaos? That's a weird... I gotta go back over there and press alt. I don't know why there's 4 divines there. Chris Wilson just dropped his pockets in this map. I don't know what... That was kind of unethical. Like, why would 4 divines just randomly show up like that? Not even a... 11 alks, 1 regal, 4 chaos, and 4 divines? Okay. No exalts, no annuls. What? What? What even happened? I don't know what happened, guys. Like of Calandra. I guess. I preliminarily tested this strat. I dropped a mirror shard on the second map. Can't even drop a fracture shard now. Oh, what's going on? Wow. Did you see that? It's like the last magic beyond mob in the that I was gonna kill and spit out of 7 years. That was a beyond mob. Beyond drops cards. Especially now, I wonder if it was that type. It looked like it would fall under the category of swarm mob. Redstone. I bet you that's fracture shards. Yes, guys. 30 plus maps. Finally got a fracture shard. This is probably the worst RNG I've ever experienced for fracture shards on a farm like this. Actually insane that it took that long. Last time I did this farm, I had 10 fracture shards by now. Glad to get that monkey off my back. Wow. What is that rarity? What is up with the tiny quantity, huge rarity? I do not understand. No altars yet, dang. Crazy wing scarabs. No way you can handle like juice. Snooze juice brings all the mobs to the yard. What can I say? Click the shrine. Click it. Click it. Oh, thank God I had a 90 res shrine active. Cool. That's an interesting one. That is a divination conversion drop that was unusually good. I suspect if I click alt, I'm gonna, yeah, okay. That was, I mean, that's gotta be one of the biggest div conversion drops I've seen in a long time to actually drop that much stuff. Whew, they even had the div dupes. $24 to $36. Yeah, I'd probably pay like 6 or 7 divines for one then. Okay. More scarabs. Apparently this session's all about farming winged scarabs. I must have snuck the winged scarab sextant into this strategy or something. I don't know. Enlightened support? Wow. Alright. And enlightened support. Like a month from now? Worth it. A bit of an iffy choice there. The only reason I chose basic currency is because it rolled high and then quant rolled really low. Like 18% quant. I was like, ah. First altar. People ask me, you know, basic currency or quant rarity. It is kind of a hard choice. And I say, well, it kind of depends, but usually quant rarity. But that was a situation where I feel like it was smart to actually go the divination basic currency drops. Oh my god, really? Well, guys, apparently the drop ratio between fracture shards and apothecary is 1-to-1. Who'd have thought? 1-to-1, fracture shards to apothecary. I mean, 60 maps, that's pretty big sample size. I don't know what's going on. Fracture shard. Ooh. That's highlight, guys. My third one of the entire session. One fracture shard at a time. You know, forget about 3 winged scarabs. That's nothing, dude. I got 1 fracture shard. I got a fracture shard, guys. You're too deep into magic find? Well, I'm literally magic finding right now. You don't have to stop magic finding. Oh my god. Exalted orb drop. This is a currency conversion on top of a scarab conversion. No divine. Now a lot of loot on this map. I don't even know what to think of this. The fuck? Imagine getting that on day 1 of the league. Set for life. Cone top. Oh, what? 2 fracture shards. Oh my god. I think you actually brought me luck with that subscription. Thanks. I don't usually say that, but I think it's true. One time. Need to make a second account. I mean, I could make a second account. I recommend second accounts for other players. There we go again. Another winged conversion. What? Really wonder what these would look like with winged reliquaries on the map. So I just really don't want to switch characters. Oh wow. Okay. I should have put a winged reliquary scarab on this map, guys. I really should have. Jeez. It's been forever since I found a divine orb. It's like been 30 maps or something. I had to find it the hard way with the loot goblin. Shit. But then I realized, you know, I'm having some issues with recovery. Oh my god, 3.6% chance to spawn divine orb. I almost hit that quant rarity there. I did kind of almost hit it, but I caught myself. Oh boy. Who wants some dopamine, guys? Oh, map drops converted. I need currency dupe conversion. Come on. Woo! You know you love those sounds. You know you love. Oh. No currency dupes. Oh wow. Div dupes. Dude. This was a pretty good map. I think I'm doing better on divine orbs now. Map finished. Done. We did it. I still get a few more somewhere. When am I ever gonna get the currency dupes followed by that altar though? A raw divine. Wow. Wow. Just straight up raw divine orb. You know, that's actually the first just regular good old divine orb drop I've gotten today. Not a conversion loot. Not an altar loot. Just normal drop. 2 fracture shards. Hey. I've only gotten at most 2 fracture shards at a time. At least I'm getting them now, though. I don't even think there's a single King Harbinger on this map. Oh my god, Unnatural Instinct. What? Unnatural Instinct. Yoink! Alright, we got a real unique drop. Oh man. It's a real drop. I'd like an altar to spawn like this every time. Div cards is extra div. Oh my god, double, triple patient. Dude, I'm lucky if I get like a single one usually. 3 patience instantly? I'm already way past quota on that altar. I'm dead serious. Now looking for a div dupe altar. It's an 85% chance to duplicate div cards a little bit ago. Off-screen star. Yeah, it could be better than a patient. Nurse is also possible. The immortal can also drop. But the patient's going to be what I see most of the time. Be crazy. This is actually weird because the nurse did drop. Nice. I'm used to seeing like nothing come out of that. I've seriously had maps where I got almost nothing from that altar. Spawned at the very beginning even. This is the best, like this is the most patient I've ever seen out of the map. Off of this altar. Never even close. Never even half of this. This is wild. And to get a nurse too. Is it more or less profitable than 80% deli? 80% deli was never like less than 15 divines an hour when that was, you know, just when that wasn't like amazing. To me, I think it depends on how fast you're doing it. If you're just like flying through it. 4.5% chance to drop a divine orb. Oh my god, we hit it again, but this time at the very end of the map. And I hit a really high roll. Like last pack. This is Ivory Bange. 4.5% like max. Oh. Sad. What in the world? We hit 2 divine altars in this 100 map set, guys. But this is truly like abysmal timing. It doesn't get any worse than that. It looks like that was literally the last pack of monsters. I did get 2 divine orbs from it though. Ooh. Well. I like how that exploded right before the Harbinger died. Like, I probably almost missed this. If it wasn't that mob I killed at the last second. Alright, the highlights have ended. There were quite a few of them. I think I'm going to turn some heads with this one. We get the results for this video. Remember, only about 41 divines invested. Just a quick disclaimer, I made a slight mistake in the investment cost. I was calculating Crimson Temple maps at 5 chaos apiece. There's supposed to be 15 chaos apiece because they were premium 8 mod corrupted. I have to keep adjusting the numbers around. Now they're calced in at 4 chaos apiece for all the ones that I found. So I readjusted the investment cost, got that squared away. So it should be all nice and pretty. First, I'm going to try and make a habit of starting right here, showing you the breakdown, just real quick breakdown, and then we'll get into the total amount. We'll do the calculations and stuff. Divination cards, of course, for the highest value with 2 apothecaries. If it was just 1 apothecary, it would have barely beat out currency, but yeah, I was wildly lucky with divine orbs, having farmed 2 divine altars. Got fairly regular results on divine orbs, just broadly speaking, and then also got 2 divine orb altars, only one of which had any real impact, but that's enough to totally shake things up. Got really great RNG on Wing Scarab. Probably the best RNG I got of all was, aside from divine orb altars, was probably Wing Scarab count. I can't believe how many of those dropped in here. The highlights wasn't even all of them either. That was only like maybe 3/4 of what you saw, or what there was. Did get it on Natural Instinct, so the unique's pretty good up there. Maps, that's mainly Crimson Temple maps. Delirium orbs, remember, not permanent delirium, so I got an extra 5.4 divines on account of not running permanent delirium. Maybe a tiny bit less loot otherwise. Then it all falls off down there. So we'll scroll up and look at what we got here. 2 apothecaries, 46 divine orbs. Yeah, pretty crazy. I actually got very lucky on 7 years. Not very lucky, but moderately lucky on 7 years. I think with this farm I should have about maybe 9 or 10 actually. With the, let's see, all the way down. Wow, where the enlightened? Woo, way down at the very bottom, almost on the next page. 7 enlightens. It should be much higher than that. 11 or 12 enlightened should be. I was not super lucky on all categories actually. So I was lucky on the apothecary, the 7 years, the divines. Very unlucky on fracture shards. I think should have well over a full orb. That's without getting a conversion orb. And no reliquary keys. Not a single one. I can't remember the last time I did 100 maps. Didn't get a single Voidborn reliquary key. That's weird. But yeah, lucky on the apothecaries, divine, 7 years, and Wing Scarabs, especially. Kind of average results on the uniques. Maybe less than average if you factor in, you know, Mage Blood or Headhunter dropping on super rare occasion. But, you know, had a lot of uniques that dropped, just mid-tier uniques, and we're going to gamble them and do that whole thing. That's the whole sheet. Gamblers. So gamblers would be an interesting one. How many apothecaries should I have found? Well, the answer is somewhere around 1.25. So 1.26 apothecaries normalized. So I found 2, but I should find definitely at least 1 on average with this farm. Okay, so here the adjusted rate on the investment was 105 chaos per map. So let's take a look. This number actually is missing an enlightened support. So I'm gonna add what's it, like 1 divine, I guess, off the top, because it doesn't get seen. At least I don't think so. Yeah, the enlightened gem dropped. Level 1, non-corrupted. So, you know, it's worth like over divine, so I'm just going to add that in there, and then we'll take this, divide it by 230, and gross 308 divines. Minus the investment cost of a measly 41 divines, puts the net at 267. Divided by maps, I made about 2.67 divines per map. And time, you know, you saw the first map. These are fast maps. I've got this whole thing done in about 8 hours, about 5 minutes per map, something like that. And for me personally, on this farm, again, getting lucky in a lot of the right places. Not wildly lucky, but, you know, pretty lucky. 33 divines per hour, which is actually the highest showing for me all league, including any and all other farms I've been doing. Anything I've done like sanctioned 100 maps farming session goes to YouTube video. This is the highest that I've seen in quite some time. So, you know, we're going to factor in some of that to good old-fashioned luck, of course. But we'll check the normalized rate. So what I would have got if I got, you know, 1.26 apothecaries. And that'll give us a better, more clear picture. I'll also remove the divine orb altars loot, which was a total of 33 divines. So let me figure this out real quick. Let's see here. Apothecaries are worth 65 right now, so 65 times 1.26 is how much value I should have gotten in apothecaries. It's 81.9. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take 267.28 plus 81.9 minus 65 minus 33, and now this removes all of the really good RNG, all of the RNG that really mattered in here. Now we're back to normalized apothecaries, no divine orb altars, and this is closer to what I would make on average, you know. Also not counting like Headhunter, wildly lucky, unique drop, tier 0 drops, something like that. Still over 20 divines an hour. Yeah, it's easily a 20 to 25 divine hours per hour strat for me. I think that's actually right, pretty solid threshold in there. And, you know, I was a little high on winged scarab, but quite low on fracturing shards. So, you know, I think it's fairly even. This number here is pretty accurate. When I did a 32 map test, this number is 24 divines per hour normalized. So we did a 32 map test, 24 divines per hour. 100 map test, 23 divines per hour on the normalized. So it looks pretty good to me. Pretty solid. And yeah, we'll get into some final thoughts on this farm in just a couple minutes. But first, we'll do the gambling. Which, yeah, will be fun as usual. I didn't go so well last video, so hopefully get a little bit better luck this time. Okay, I think I got everything ready. 12 stack decks, that's it. Not much here. Probably almost completely off of the delirium rewards. Okay, that was fast. Quick point, I went and checked how much currency I made without a single apothecary drop and without either divine orb altar drop, and the number was 13. So remember that number. I'm going to talk about that in final thoughts. That was surprisingly high, and it's going to be perhaps the biggest selling point of the entire strategy. We'll talk about that in a second here. I'm going to 3-1 the Ventors. I actually forgot to check to see if there were any really good ones in here. I usually catch it at the time I loot it, but I'm going to have to make sure I don't accidentally sell a GG one. Okay, round one. Oh, what do we got? Nope. No good, no good, no good, no good. That one was a little close. Wow, look at the fire cold res. Next round. No. Alright, failed there. Well, we also got the 3-1 Dragon Fangs. I did not hit anything good on here. They are Flame Blast, Enraged Vortex. Flame Blast, Enraged Vortex. Anyone here tell me if that's any good? I actually cannot remember. I feel like I found a Flame Blast one and it was good. Nope, I'm wrong. Checking Rage Vortex. Also no good. Okay, they're all garbage. That's okay, to be expected. We got a major Val session here because we're using Reliquary Scarab. There's a lot to Val. I keep forgetting to turn in the Enlightens and Life Thieves to do this part, but very quickly we're going to see if we can hit a level 4 Enlighten support. Nope. Or something juicy here. Nope. Alright, that's fine. Now to get that juicy Implicit, these are all kind of middle of the road uniques, all range somewhere around. They're all worth less than 100 chaos apiece, but they can be worth multiple divines if You hit a juicy corruption. So we're going to see if I hit any juicy corruptions. Forgot to check. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot to check this here. This is actually a high roll here. I will probably 6-link this to try to sell it anyway. Alright. Let's see. Implicits. Here we go. Anything with an implicit might be a winner. We got Sedemas with Enfeeble. Right. We'll draw you down here. Enfeeble is actually worth something. Not completely useless. 100 chaos. Okay. 100 chaos. Goldworm. Socket of minion skills. I don't think this is any... Oh, actually, yeah. Okay. +1 endurance charges worth something. A Covenant with 45% increased damage. Reading a little weird, but yeah, probably worth something. A little bit let down by that, but okay. Oh, Cosby with additional projectile. We know that's strong. And it actually has decent rolls. Maybe? Maybe 2 divines? Oh, 20% zealotry on Abysscos? No. 10% attack speed, Meganords. I have a feeling that might be good. No, not good enough. 50% damage, Calm's Heart, almost perfect fire res. What in the world? Yo, this is the biggest Calm's Heart I've ever hit. This is almost the best comms you can get, I think. Oh. Saying I missed one. Chat's saying I missed one. Oh, okay. Okay. Nothing happened. We're really off to a pretty good start here. The 4th vow, I don't really know much about, so I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of check. Oh, suppress 7 league step. Really? What even is the best corruption? Is it just 10% movement speed and that's it? Reduce 50% damage taken from crits. Okay, a little bit of something. +2 curse gems. Lightning coil. Uh-oh. I got botched again. That keeps happening to me. I'm just gonna have to glance at the others. These are potential. I'm pretty sure vulnerability on hit will be worth a little bit. Temp chains, I don't know. Okay, I still gotta look at those. Not exactly sure. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Here are the definite keepers. The biggest win was 50% damage Calm's Heart, which is not an item I would ever use, but... Anyway, somebody would, I guess. Let's see, I think that's it. So now we're gonna do the final thoughts. Alright, so I think the big takeaway is... for the average player who likes to magic find, whether you like doing strongbox or not, we do have to reconcile the fact that the investment cost for enraged strongbox is very high. It doesn't mean it's not a good strat. It doesn't mean it's not even the best strat. What it means is, you know, the returns, especially on bad RNG, is going to be kind of bad. And so what I noticed here when I checked the RNG on the lower end, which is basically 0 apothecaries and pretty average otherwise, I still came out 13 divines ahead. That's pretty wild. 13 divines an hour on 0 apothecaries farming in the Crimson Temple. 13 divines an hour is a pretty respectable number in mid-league for any strat. it's definitely well above average. And so that is with an extremely strong character with high magic find. It's not necessarily going to be the same for you, but certainly comes out very positive, because you know the perception of this farm, if you don't hit apothecaries, is that you're probably going to be negative, or maybe even, or maybe a little positive. And the trend I notice for me is if I'm doing a farm and I don't hit any apothecaries, usually I'm making somewhere between 0 and 10 divines an hour. Never really any higher than 10. So this was actually legit higher than 10. It's even turning my head a little bit. I was surprised to see that. So I knew this was going to be a good outcome, because even in my very preliminary testing, it showed a lot of promise. And even though I didn't get any good fracture shards or reliquary keys, did get pretty lucky otherwise. Personally made 33 divines an hour. This is not a strat that I will continue doing, because I'm going to be doing 1,000 Crimson Temple runs with Strongbox, you know, the maximum investment stuff, which I'll end up making less than doing this strat, you know, a fair amount of the time. But, you know, take this one to the bank. Go ahead, give this strategy a try. It linked in the description below, in the YouTube description. You can pull the max roll guide off of it right there. Pretty simple. Just clear the map. You don't have to do any weird things. You can even clear the map on the go. It's actually, you don't have to necessarily farm it the way I did, where I was trying to full clear the map, then kill the Harbingers. Even less penalizing to just simply clear it on the go. It's a question to chat. In the long run, Strongbox still better? I don't know. It depends on a number of factors. I think at the very, very highest end, factoring in maximum juice and tier 0 drops, I think that a Strongbox is probably going to be better. Like going all the way with Strongbox and ghosting. But honestly, only if you factor in like tier 0 drops on like a character like mine. So I think this strategy more than held its own weight. I think it proved to be top tier. So yeah, I think investing in the Harbinger is worth it. To answer that question in the chat. That's all I have for you in this video. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed this perception versus reality. It was definitely a head turner. Really good starter, yeah. And before I forget, one of the great things about this strat is it's non-wandering path, so the maps are easier than they would be with wandering path. That's offset a bit by the fact that you're throwing a bunch of King Harbingers on the map with Beyond and Delirium, so they're not exactly easy maps, but most people would say non-wandering path, automatically easier maps, right? But yeah, it's really good. Really good, and I enjoyed the farm. I enjoyed this little side quest to explore this strat. Very glad I did, and I'm glad I was able to bring this out to you. Let me know what you think about this strat if you've been doing it. I already got word from a couple of people in my community. They're loving it as they've been watching me live on Twitch. They got the head start on it. Do expect the compass prices to go up a little bit on this, but they're not going to like skyrocket. It's not going to be like the same prices at Rage Strongbox. That's never going to happen because for one thing, the Harbinger compass is much easier to hit. It's much more common of a result when rolling compasses. That's it for now. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next video, which might be kicking off 1,000 Crimson Temple maps.